Israel claims its strikes in Iran were needed to set back Tehran's nuclear ambitions. The first wave of Israel's Operation Rising Lion targeted Iranian nuclear and military sites, killing dozens of people, including top army commanders and atomic scientists. But experts believe that while the strikes have damaged some above-ground research facilities and infrastructure, they perhaps do not appear to have eliminated Iran's enrichment capabilities. Reports, videos, images and statements from both the countries indicate no irreversible damage has been done. A Washington Post report citing experts said that thousands of centrifuges buried deep underground that enrich near weapons-grade uranium or the hundreds of pounds of material they have already produced. Another report citing two Israeli officials claimed that Israel has asked the Trump administration to join the war with Iran in order to eliminate its nuclear program. But the Trump administration has so far distanced itself from Israel's operation. Meanwhile, Israel has widened its range of targets. On Saturday, it began striking Iran's energy infrastructure. Iran was forced to partially halt gas production at the world's largest gas field, South Pars, after an Israeli airstrike caused a fire at one of its key processing units. The attack led to the suspension of 12 million cubic meters of gas output per day. Hours later, a fresh wave of attacks targeted the Shahran fuel and gasoline depot in the north of the capital and the Shah-e-Reh oil refinery in the south. Now, the Shahran depot has about 8 million litres per day of gasoline entering its storage tanks, and it has a capacity to hold about 3 full days of fuel needs for Tehran. The targeting of Iran's energy facilities represented a major escalation in its military campaign against Tehran. These strikes seem to confirm Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's early warning, where he had vowed to hit every target of the Ayatollah regime. Israel has also refused to rule out even the Ayatollah is not one of the targets. A top Israeli official was quoted as saying by the Wall Street Journal that killing the supreme leader was not off limits. The official said that the conflict would only end either with Iran voluntarily dismantling its nuclear program or Israel making it impossible for Tehran to reconstitute it. Iran's shifting targets show that it is yet to achieve its state target of dismantling Iran's capability to enrich, with some experts pointing out that it may have just spurred Iran to build nuclear bombs more quickly. And, well, for more on this and to talk all that is happening between Iran and Israel as tensions rise, we're now being joined by Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Mordechai Kedar, former senior IDF military intelligence officer, an Israeli scholar of Arabic culture and a lecturer at Bar-Ilan University. He's now joining us live from Tel Aviv. Welcome to WION, Dr. Kedar. First up, what we're hearing right now is that Arakchi has clearly said that Tehran is open to nuclear deal that would ensure it cannot acquire atomic bombs, but it will not abandon its rights. How do you perceive that statement coming out of Tehran? Do you think that this is a softening of position in the ongoing conflict that we are witnessing, and will Israel agree to this?
Iran doesn't need any nuclear weapons. Therefore, Iran should abandon anything which is connected to this, dismantle everything, and start to be a normal country like India or like any other country in the world. Iran is led by Ayatollahs who are getting their orders from Allah, as they think, and therefore, in these hands, a nuclear weapon is very dangerous to the entire world, not only for Israel. Israel now serves the world by getting rid of the Iranian military nuclear program. This first thing. Second thing, Iran has a stockpile of missiles which can flatten all Israel, from the north to the south. this is a threat to Israel and to other countries as well, because the Iranian missiles can reach London as well. Means all Western Europe. Israel wants to liberate the world from this fear of the Iranian stockpile of missiles. Israel apparently will never stop hitting Iran, which is now exposed after Israel got rid of the air defenses of the Iranians. And now the Iranians have no other choice but to surrender. Otherwise, Israel will continue.
Dr. Kedar, that's what's coming out of Iran. There seems to be a shift in position with, like I mentioned, Abbas Araghchi saying that Tehran is open to a nuclear deal that would ensure it cannot acquire atomic weapons. And we do know that when Israel started the preemptive strikes, it was basically lead to dismantle Iran's nuclear capabilities. Araghchi has also said that if Israel stops attacking Iran, then Iran will not retaliate. So considering the statements coming out of Tehran, do you think Israel will stop attacking Iran, or will it continue?
You know, the devil rests in the details. We have to see the details first, and to be sure that Iran will never, and I mean never, never in the future, have anything connected to nuclear weapons. Only if this is achieved, we might stop attacking Iran. And look, Iran is a giant country. The population is 10 times compared to Israel. The space of Iran is like 30 times compared to Israel. The economic capabilities of Iran are giant. Yet they are launching missiles which are actually dumb missiles, very heavy, very dangerous. They kill here and there, but they kill women and children. Israel targets the Iranian commanders in their beds. This is a great surprise. It was a great surprise on Friday morning that they were killed in their beds, and Israel did it, and Israel continues to do it until the Israeli demands will be met.
Right, Dr. Kedar, you speak of how the Iranian leaders have been killed in the Israeli strike. And reports are also suggesting that Iranian supreme leader is also on the target of the Israeli strike, something which the Israeli military spokesperson has not denied. Your insights on that?
I would not like to be Khamenei's life insurance agent.
All right, Dr. Kedar. Do you think that Israel can perhaps stop Iran's nuclearization program alone? Or do you think Israel will need U.S. assistance at this point of time? Because reports are suggesting that that Bibi has urged Trump to join the war in the last 48 hours.
Definitely, if any country, normal country, like the United States or Britain or even India, will join the effort, definitely it will be easier. Yet, Israel is ready to pay the price of doing it by itself. And so far, Israel did it very well, because now the Iranians are totally exposed. They have no air defense. And Israel can continue whenever it wants and wherever it wants to attack whatever targets Israel chooses. Apparently, Israel has not yet hit any of the Iranian oil and gas production. The only facility which Israel attacked is the storages, the oil and gas storages of Tehran. Only this was attacked, and this is a local problem in Tehran. Israel did not destroy the Iranian oil and gas production facilities in the Gulf. We don't intend to do this, because this is the way which Iran will rebuild itself after the war. And we do not want to take it from the Iranian people. Yet, Israel can hit any other target which Israel chooses, and there are many targets in Iran to hit.
Right. You speak of that Israel can handle this war on its own and can hit targets anywhere in Iran. But we do know that Iran's nuclear facilities are buried deep underground, for which it will perhaps need the bunker buster missiles. At this point of time, how concerned are Israelis regarding Iran's ballistic missile attacks as well? And because you're joining us live from Israel, how bad has the damage been from the overnight Iranian strikes on Israel?
We are very concerned, and whenever we hear the sirens, we are running to the shelters in order not to be hit. We don't like to be killed, as surprisingly as it sounds. We want to live. And therefore, we do run to the shelters whenever we have the sirens on. Yet we know that a war is a war, and there is no cheap war. Every casualty is very dear to us, and but we know that getting rid of the Iranian nuclear capabilities is vital for the life of Israel.
Right, but last question to you. Earlier, you spoke about how Israel struck the oil depots. How do you perhaps assess the strategy and the targets that Israel is choosing in Iran changing? Because earlier it started with nuclear sites, then the military leaders and the scientists there in Iran, and now the oil depots as well. Do you think that this will expand more forward by the Israelis?
Yes, because if we see that it doesn't work, we might escalate the hits. After all, the Iranians have no way how to resist it. But by the way, Israel also destroyed airplanes which belong to the Air Force in Iran on the ground. So not only they don't have air defense, they don't have apparently large parts of their Air Force. And let alone they are using aircrafts from the 70s of the previous century, like 50, 60 years old airplanes, which like Phantoms, which was almost nothing. So this is the way which Israel now is choosing, and the Iranians have now the choice between being attacked more and more and more and more, or surrender.
Dr. Kedar, a two-pronged question right now. Iran has clear backing of China and Russia. Both the countries have condemned the Israeli strikes on Iran. Meanwhile, you speak of how U.S. should perhaps join Israel in the ongoing war. But earlier today, U.S. President Donald Trump clearly said that he is not interested to be dragged in the war that we are witnessing at this point of time. So how perhaps is Israel positioned in this situation at this point of time?
Well, Israel is a prime minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, who is like a magician when it comes to international arena. The man in the past could visit Trump on Sunday and go on Monday to visit Putin when these people did not speak to each other. Okay, Netanyahu knows his job. He knows how to navigate in this troubled current of the sea. And we trust him totally, especially what we see during the last 2 days. The man insisted on this, and many were objecting it inside Israel because we were afraid of the Iranians. But we lost the fear thanks to Netanyahu. And you know what? Let me tell you a secret. I've never voted for him. But when you analyze what happened in Israel in the last 2 days, you can understand that the man is, I wouldn't say one-man show, because he worked with the Mossad, he worked with the Air Force, worked with the Army, many people. But he was the one, he was the conductor of the orchestra.
All right, you speak of how Bibi has done a great job by attacking Iran. That was the broader sentiment of your answer. But did the Israeli Prime Minister anticipate the kind of retaliation that Iran will perhaps launch through Promise 3 operation?
Yes, he talked about this already on Friday morning. He said that the war has its price. And everybody understands what a price of war is. Nobody here thinks that there is cheap war. There is no such a thing. But in order to remain alive in this region, we know that Iran should be without any military nuclear program.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Kedar, for joining us here on WION and sharing your insights with us.
Yeah, and I expect normal states like India to support Israel in this thing now. And you know what? Pakistan supports Iran. So now you know. whom to support.
Dr. Kedar, India has good ties with both Iran and Israel, and India has clearly called for de-escalation from both the sides, and it has also said that it is ready to negotiate and act as a diplomatic corridor between Iran and Israel. But thank you so much for joining us with your insights on WION World.
Thank you.